Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Farkan, product designer working in London. In this video, I'm going to talk through generative AI tools I'm using today to increase my productivity as a product designer. We're going to look at things like Notion AI, we're going to look at Figma plugins such as Magician that inserts content, images, and icons for you. We're going to look at things like Descript as well. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for future design-related videos, and let's get started. So let's start straight off in Figma, and here we're going to demo Magician, which is a plugin made by Diagram, the guys that recently got acquired by Figma, and this is technically just accessing the generative AI Figma tools a bit early because this is going to be implemented after config in their product very soon. But you have to pay like less than $5 a month, and there's a free trial as well, but I highly recommend using this. So what you can do with Magician is get magic icons, content, and images. And I think the great one is just get inspiration for content and copy. So we can see here that I want to create a thumbnail, and you've got the little magic icon here because I use Magician. But I can just run this and get some like magic copy for this here, and it brings up a little plugin on the right hand column, and you can see the instructional prompt I put. So let's write a headline for a YouTube video talking about AI, and then you press write, and then it can suggest things, and then it uses GPT, and then you can just put this: unlocking the power of AI. What you need to know. And there you have it, and then it adds the content straight away, super useful. And then we can look at other things like generating icons and stuff. So if we go to Magician, run, and then we can say icon, and then you can search for an icon to generate. So let's just say I want a plain icon with a 1 pixel, so a 1 pixel layout. So we're talking about an aeroplane. So click generate, and these technically should be unique because it's a generative AI. But personally, I don't really like any of these styles. So what we can do here is just regenerate again. Whether or not this is something that's going to be consistent with creating a whole design icon system is another thing. But we can see here it's come up with different ones as well. And let's just say we like this one here, and it's vectorizing it, generates it all new. So this is like you generate your own icon, and then here we have it, which is pretty cool. The thing with this is I tried earlier to say create me a Figma icon, and it didn't understand what Figma is, and it didn't really generate anything cool here. So we say a Figma icon, and this is nothing close to Figma. Let's just say we're looking for eaten apple, 1 pixel, and then here I guess with brand names it doesn't work as well, and I believe I think they've excluded that you can't generate. I'm not 100% sure, but you can see with more specific icon stuff it works well, but for brand stuff it doesn't. So a really cool thing that you can do in Magician that they demoed in config is this magic renaming layers, and it can suggest what should your layers be, because a lot of people say, oh, you should name all your layers, maybe you shouldn't. Well, with AI this discussion might be put to bed if you can just say magic rename layers. So it only works on one layer at a time, and let's see what it comes up with. So if we double click on that, this is a quick hack. If you double click, it takes you to a frame. So it takes a while, to be honest. By the time it generates the name, you could have probably named it yourself. And I don't think this one works this time. Let's try it again, but the whole idea is that you should hopefully be able to automate and rename all your layers, but right now it's in alpha release, so clearly it's a bit buggy. If I was to rename this, I would say AI video or something like this, and it's just renamed it as container, the same with this one here. Oh yeah, that kind of sucks, but again, it's pretty cool to see. I'd say the best ones are Magic Copy, the icons, and then we've got Magic Image as well. So with Magic Image, you can give it a prompt, and the image prompt that we can put, say for example, is a football player scoring a goal at Old Trafford at Old Trafford, which is Manchester United's team home stadium. So let's see, instead of like using Midjourney, we could potentially use diagram here and see how good it is. And these are very cartoony, very illustrative. And this is a goalkeeper then. Yeah, again, it's very basic, but I think I recommend the content one the most, but that is Magician. So next up we have Notion, and to be honest, I pay for the subscription and I think it is worth it, and I use this literally every single day. And I'm going to show you the stuff I use this for. When we talk about product design stuff here, we're talking about helping me generate sprint goals or giving feedback to people, or we're talking about helping me write content for stuff. So let's just dive into some of the bits. So here I've just got a 2D sprint, and I'm like, all right team, I'm going to be doing a sprint. Can you, with Notion AI, help me write a prompt? So here I was like, write a message for a 2D design sprint about to take place on July the 5th. And to be honest, I suck at writing messages, and it's really good because it brings up context of the rest of your file here and it inserts it in, which is a bit different to ChatGPT. And honestly, I usually edit this a bit and use it, so that's one really cool thing that I use it for. And then it's even things like, I was creating a strategy document, so I was working on a vision deck and I was working on a story, so when I was presenting my presentation it should be a story, and here I basically got the AI to help me write a draft story. And when I shared this with the rest of my team, they're like, damn, this is actually pretty good. Like due to the speed, literally with the day after the sprint, I was like, let me just use AI to help me craft up the next step, which was create the presentation deck. And it's super simple. So with Notion AI, you can see there's a lot going on, a lot of prompts I've put, but you just press place and it's like, write a story for the lead, and then who is watching a all hands on mobile, and then he switches to desktop when he gets back to work once. Yeah, and then here it just generates, well, he was excited for his BA. And again, this was just really useful to have something to start with. To me, writing, I'm not the best, but this has really helped me out, and it helps me a lot of my product-based work because it just gives me something to start with and it really unblocks me. And like I said, it takes context of the document that you've got here. So again, it's like, all right, I'm trying to build context if I'm writing this features, these brand new features, I just write them into the doc and then it understands what features on it. I highly recommend this because it helps me out so much. So it's helping me out with writing messages to people, it's helping me writing visions and strategies, stories, it's helping me with loads of different stuff, like giving feedback to people as well, like even like goodbye messages and thank you messages I use this. So I think it's amazing, really. Like, wow, like illustrations here as well. So next up we have Midjourney, and I've been using Midjourney for presentation decks, design sprint workshops to create really compelling images and make my decks a lot more fun. And I guess it's something that I think just helps me as a product designer create more compelling presentations. So all you have to do here is just input your prompt and it'll generate things, and you can even use other people's artwork here as well. So someone here is generating a golden retriever image, and you could be like, oh, I really like this one, and you could actually use them as well. So I guess it's a really simple thing to do, and with Midjourney, I think the more you use it, the better prompts you put, the better results that you get as well. But examples of things I've used it for could be for, like, I was doing a mobile sprint and I was like, let's generate an image of someone using their mobile phone or something like this. Let me quickly show you some of the examples of what I've generated. So here's one of my favorite generative AI images I've personally made, and this was using DALL-E. Again, you could use Midjourney or DALL-E, and it's really up to you, but I use this inside my newsletters, inside my decks, and I just wanted to illustrate like I'm just exploring or looking into the stars, or we're just looking into the horizon, like with this nebulous sky. Like the world has endless possibilities, and creating this would take ages with that, but with Midjourney or DALL-E it takes a couple of seconds, and I love this so much. And I use this in my newsletter, so make sure you subscribe. And I used to use a lot of generative AI images in my newsletter as well, and I think it's nice to sometimes put your prompts in your presentations of what you're trying to depict here as well. But I think it's really cool. So the last tool we're walking through is Descript, and I think this is really important as a product designer to present your work in different ways, like for example video walkthroughs as well as presentation decks. It's important as a product designer to share your work in various different mediums, and Descript's a great way of doing this, and it's really easy to edit the videos. So here we have a video of me. This is me talking through a deck, and I just want to edit this, and you can edit the video like a document just by removing text here as well. And what's really cool is the AI features is you can overdub things here as well with the correct. So you're like at your own pace. Actually, I want to say at a fast pace, and it corrects it, and it's trained on an AI voice. So what you see here is that the voice that I've generated is my own voice, and you just feed it loads of videos and it creates your own voice, or you could use stock voices here as well. I highly recommend Descript. It's really easy to edit. You can see here like all the text, and you can delete this and it really simply as well. So I love creating content. Like I say, I really love creating content. For example, I really love, and then it'll actually change this voice here as well, which is insanely cool. And I highly recommend different ways of sharing your work as a product designer. Videos, I think, are game changing for this. PMs, XFN, they love it. So that is Descript. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I hope you found it useful, and some of these AI tools can help increase your productivity as a product designer. This space is changing so much, and I'm sure in a couple of months there's going to be even some more cooler AI tools. But here are the tools I'm using today, and as I said, AI here is really just a tool to help increase your productivity. It's not here to really replace your job as a product designer, so leverage this and take advantage of this so you can focus more on the job at hand. Be sure to comment down below your favorite AI tool you're using, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for future design related videos, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.